Okay, I'm very excited, Rachel. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Today in this live stream, we'll be chatting about the game. We'll be talking about the extended look we just saw and answering questions in our Discord and in the live chats. But first, wow, can we just take a second to reminisce and reflect on that 26-minute extended look? And you actually got to see a little bit more than that at the Rockstar office. Can you tell us exactly what you saw and like what the setup was so we can kind of dive deeper into the game?
Yeah, so the first thing I got to see was that they called it a trailer. So I was not prepared for 27 minutes and was pretty speechless afterwards. And then, yeah, we went straight into kind of half an hour of roaming around one of the kind of downtown areas, not doing any story missions. They're obviously very, very careful about spoilers at the moment, but just getting to see what daily life was like on the streets of Leonida and, interacting with NPCs, doing a bit of crime, and getting to see the couple as well.
I am very excited. The one thing that immediately stood out to me from that extended look was Jason seeing a dog, and there was UI that said pet and scold, which we're not doing that. And there was also study, and I'm very, very excited about kind of the sort of contextual UI. And I'm taking a look at some of our questions in our Discord. This question was from Tex Spangle. They want to know what the intricacies of the gameplay, new activities, romance relationship system, which I think is actually a great segue into, we should just start off talking about Jason and Lucia, because they are the stars. They are the it couple of the year. I really want to kind of talk about how they work together, how their relationship comes into play, or lack of relationship. It seems like there's kind of like, there was a little heart icon in between switching characters. And I'm curious, in the romance aspect of it, you, Rachel, specifically, I would love to know how you are planning to kind of approach the gameplay of the relationship aspect.
I mean, I'm a full romantic. I'm all in. They're going to be disgustingly cute. They're going to be walking around holding hands, which is an option. They're going to be going on dates. They're going to be going shopping together, being super sweet. One of the things I did love about it, though, is that even though I'm a romantic, a lot of people aren't, and it's entirely optional. It's more of a narrative option, so there won't be any gameplay benefits. You're not going to get a buff because you're the sweetest couple in the world, and equally, you won't be kind of penalized for not doing that stuff. It'll show up more in the story, but yeah, they're going to be the cutest.
When they cut to Jason and Lucia and it said R2 press to hold hands, I mean, that's game of the year, right?
Yeah, and you strengthen the relationship by spending time together. So doing even something as simple like that, like walking around exploring together, because you can also do it separately, but walking around together is one of the ways that you can make sure that kind of their relationship blossoms.
I love that. I that does not surprise me at all. I mean, I feel like even just like the walking speed and really taking your time and going up to the rooftop to meet the character who was clearly voiced by Stephen Root, because all I could hear was Bill from King of the Hill, and also Bobby Moynihan at the end of that trailer. That definitely was Bobby Moynihan, right? Everyone's saying yes in the chat, right? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very excited. The gameplay and the relationship, you mentioned that it doesn't really affect the gameplay of it, but I'm curious, did you kind of see or learn anything about like how it might affect the game narratively speaking?
No, because story stuff that obviously, they even said a few times in the interview, we don't want to give spoilers. So I am interested to see how it develops. I can't, confirm anything, but I also noticed that with all their trailers so far, there's been a really big emphasis on trust. That's been a word that's been prominent. I think that's going to be a dynamic that the couple has to explore, and I'm worried because I got so emotional about Red Dead Redemption 2, and there's such a bigger capacity for emotional devastation here.
Oh man, yeah, I'm curious how they're going to like be able to kind of consider how you would play the relationship, how that fits into the story. Because I'm watching this extended look and I'm thinking, okay, are there going to be moments where like I can't trust the other character, but like how does that fit in with how much I'm holding their hand? You know what I mean? Like, I'm very, very kind of enamored with the idea that this is going to be a game where everyone is going to have a very different experience, and I'm sure they'll, just like in past GTA games, will be multiple endings, and I'm very scared that I will not get the ending that I want. But that's, I'm just thinking too far ahead now.
One of the
um
good things is that I like about it and might put your mind at rest is that you can't break them up. They are partners in crime, is how Rob Nelson, who is the co-studio head at Rockstar North, described it. They're partners in crime, whatever happens. You know, they're there for each other. They're going to go on jobs together. You can't make them so toxic that they break up. So that's good.
Okay, that is nice. It will be very interesting to see kind of do like the kind of like biggest romantic at heart run, and then doing a full run where you are platonic and it's strictly business. And I think that'll be very fun to kind of see those dialogue differences. Now I'm very excited because we actually have here at IGN an exclusive image from Rockstar that we can show on this live stream. And I just, yeah, there it is. Look at that. That is Jason Lucia, and they are looking like they just sort of, I think they may have just done a very legal withdrawal at their bank. Nothing sort of criminal about it at all. No, I'm very excited about this image, and I was looking at this image before we started the live stream, and I don't know if we can zoom in on Jason's hair on his arm, because it yeah, look at that. That is crazy. I mean, Rachel, tell me about your kind of like initial reactions when you saw this extended look at the Rockstar office and seeing the graphics play in real time.
Oh, straight away when it started, and you saw in that the kind of extended preview, they're walking up to the door. There's people guarding the door, and immediately I was like, oh my god, because just the facial mocap, the texture of skin, the hair on characters, which is something games have struggled with and still struggle with even now, but it just looked also real and natural. Once you're in the kind of drug lab, I even noticed just a character in the background who was helping pack up the goods. She had cellulite on her thighs, which is, it's not a detail everyone's going to notice, but that's such an attention to detail, which is, very Rockstar to be, to just have that depth to it. But yeah, I couldn't believe how good it looked. I was watching it on a big TV. And it looked better than some of the PC games I'm playing now. And it's, that it was running on console, and I was blown away.
I'm looking at the just gameplay of it in the extended look, and I'm thinking like, is this is going to be the biggest kind of best looking game we've ever seen in our whole lives? Like, can games look better than this? Like, I don't know how they're going to outdo themselves in the future. I mean, like, this feels like the pinnacle of graphic fidelity, and the extended look was captured on a PS5, and I'm just very excited that we're just going to all have this game very soon.